Now, we have a pretty long list of titles amongst our Loose Women panellists, including CBE, OBE and even a Dame. But today, we're taking things one step further. We have a Duchess on the panel, here to tell us all about her steamy new venture. Please welcome the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. Even wearing a little blue tiara.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes, when I went back, I thought, no, I'm just going to put it on.
Yeah, very pretty. Yes, regal.
You're all so
always.
bright today.
I know. Yes, we are, aren't we?
Yes.
Wearing Easter colours.
Yes.
I'm Big Bird, and then it carries on from there.
No, I wish you were.
Sarah, can I say, Sarah, now that we've met a few times, I feel like I can, OK?
Please.
A most intriguing lady, inspired by real people, inspired by real events, and very much the main character, at least. It's you. It's a bit of you, at least, in there, isn't it?
Really? The thing is that I decided I'm redheaded, I'm resilient, I'm strong, I'm courageous and lunatic and all the other things. And so I decided to go back in my DNA and found an ancestor, two ancestors, actually, Lady Margaret, Lady Mary. And I thought, well, no one's talked about them in 1870 because they were women. Not on. And all the brothers were. So I took them out of their grave, poor loves, and said, come on, let's go on a journey, using my experiences and my life, which has been wonderfully colourful and very good colour here. And it's just a really good moment for me to throw myself into escapism, into being an author, and a new job at 63.
Yeah,
and you heard today it's gone into the bestseller list.
That's it.
Well, what I love is Mills and Boone, because people went to me and said, "You're not being published by Mills and Boone, are you?" And I went, absolutely, and I'm proud of it. Mr. Mills and Mr. Boone started 100 years ago. And when Winston Churchill banned and put rationing on paper, he did not put rationing on Mills and Boone because he wanted women to have the escapism as their men went to war.
Oh,
we love that.
Story. That's a great story.
So when everyone says, oh, you know, Mills and Boone, I go, yes.
And you've got a 22-book deal, is that right?
I'm not, I just work hard. I'm not sure they know that. But someone said it somewhere and everyone's picked up on it.
But you are passionate, aren't you, about writing?
I am.
You have had so many books, children's books included.
Yes, lots of children's books. I think Beatrice Nugent called me one of those people that lives in adventure of the day. I live in joy bubbles. You know that I do. I sort of push the life, don't I? I push it to the... I mean, even putting my little band on. Why not?
Why not? And so you should. I'd love to hear some of the stories that you tell about yourself and Diana. You were sort of naughty and got up to lots of mischief. Have you got any stories that you could share with us?
Well, the whole thing about Dutch and I is that we met when I was 16, she was 14. So we've known each other a very long time, and she had the quickest wit. That's what the thing. Anyway, I think you're referring to our Hen Night, are you? I think there are pictures of our Hen Night. And so we had Elton John's wife at the time, Renata. We had Pamela Stephenson, Billy Connolly's wife, myself, Diana, and they all thought it was a really good idea to dress as policewomen. I mean, why not? Why not? So we did. So off we go, and it's really good. Imagine, everyone had really made an effort. We get into the taxi, go into Berkeley Square, go into Annabelle's nightclub, thinking it's fine, we're dressed as policewomen, go down the steps, and they say, excuse me, this is a fun club. We know this is where people are doing what they want. Please, could you leave? They believed we were policewomen. And then we got up the stairs, and Dutch came up the stairs, and she went, Fergie, that woman is wearing my dress. I said, no, Dutch, you are a policewoman. You cannot say that. Walk on. And we were, in fact, arrested. Yeah, we were.
Were you really?
Yes, we were, yeah, for impersonating police. You couldn't write it.
And then they realised who you were and they released you.
Yeah, they did. quite quickly. I think it was either before or after she'd eaten his smoky bacon crisp.
Yeah. I just wanted to take you back to the writing process, because you are a very prolific writer, and you've said in interviews in the past, you've said, you know, I'm very lucky to be here alive right now. I've had to address lots of mental issues all through my life, which is why I've written 82 books, it says here.
That's correct.
And you link it to sort of feelings of having no self-worth. Have you sort of delved in your life into where that came from?
Yes, I have. And I've been very interested in your show so far, talking about these mental issues. I think it's so important that I can sit here now, very authentic now, because I have really pushed them. And I think it started when Mum went to live in Argentina, and it was 1970 or something, and I was 12. And so I must be worthless for my mum to leave. And of course I must be. So that's when I started eating. And I had an eating disorder then. And I just pushed on the pounds, and I think it's always there. I do have body morphic disorder, even now, I think, you know, and I think it's important to say it. It's really hard. We're
Very
human.
important.
Yeah.
We're human, and we just need to be real. That is all we need to be, is I'm in pain, I'm not perfect, I got it wrong, this is who I am. And it's because I've done mental therapy, mental health issues, I've talked very openly about it. I'm really proud of that journey, which is why I like writing.
And also, I think with your own daughters, self-worth is such a great foundation for a happy life. And, you know, you are an incredibly involved mother with them, aren't you? Is it very important to you to build up their self-worth as well?
I honestly, Jane, thank you. I think one of the best things I've ever done is be a great mum, because subconsciously, I think it's where I must have realised what I didn't have with my mum, which is so I thank her. She gave me a favour, because the girls and I, we talk about fears. And I think, just quickly, when you're little, you say there's a dragon under the bed, so you go, no, there's not. Then you get to teenager and you slam the door. And then you get to 21, you can't open the bank. Well, in those days, brown envelopes with bank statements in, not now, but I know it's online. And then you go through life, there's always a fear, there's always a worry, you know, or there's always this speculation that something's going to go wrong, or you're going to get it wrong. And, you know, so you just get on and do the best job you can. And the girls and I were tripods. I can't get over it, really. Beatrice she just suffers with dyslexia, but she sees that as a real gift, and so do I. She works really tirelessly with it, and she also holds a full-time job down. Plus, she looks beautiful. Then she still is a great mum and stepmum.
And of course,
you
you co-parent with Prince Andrew.
Absolutely.
What is it you say? We are divorced to each other.
Correct.
You do seem to be like the happiest divorced couple I've ever met.
Yeah, I know. I think
How do you do that? How do you manage that?
I think before I get real trouble, I'm coming back. Before I get into trouble from Eugenie for not saying, Eugenie, by the way, you're incredible. You have a full-time job. You are great in the history of art, and you're amazing.
That's what makes a good mum.
I'm with scoliosis and the Royal National Orthopaedic Hospital. Okay, now. Back to your question, Jane. Just quickly, is that, yes, we're longer divorced than married, and I believe in the 3 C's. I found out that Walt Disney actually said there were 5 C's, but I say 3 C's. Communicate, compromise, compassion. And that's what I do with him. And we get on, because in the darkest time of my life, he was always there for me. In the darkest time of his life, I will be there for him. And the Queen of England was there for him, his mum. You know, and I said to her before she died, I will be there with him. I will help him on his journey. We've all got journeys. Just need to be there with kindness, no judgment. And I will, because he deserves, he's a good man.
Do you think now
and I've got allergies.
Join the club.
I'm not crying.
Do you think now that you finally at your happiest now? Do you feel you've reached your happiness now? Contentment?
Contentment.
Contentment.
Contentment. I like that word. I really get excited. I was really excited to come on today. Do you know what I was really excited? No. That's very nice, Cody. But the real secret is that I had hair and makeup, okay, everyday bride. It doesn't get boring. It's a real treat. And meeting lovely people. And just being here is a treat. I mean, it's like, I used to say that when I saw the Queen. Everyone dresses up to go and see the Queen. They might meet the Queen once in their entire life. And yet here I am walking the corgis with her. You know.
Cole's very
the
disappointed, aren't you,
corgis.
Cole?
I wanted you to bring the corgis today.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't, probably.
Oh, really?
No. I mean, I do understand they're beautifully mannered and brought up,
Yes.
obviously. But,
Are they all right, though?
oh, they're great.
Are they?
And, Colleen, they have 5 Norfolks to play with.
Oh.
Yes. So that I couldn't have brought the corgis without the Norfolks, because then the Norfolks would have got upset.
Well, just bring them all.
Yeah, that carpet would have moved. No, they are really good. But I just do make sure. I went to a dog whisperer and said, "Now, well, tell me about grief." And he said, just at night, just make sure they have their own space.
Oh.
Yeah, so I do. Because I think they were grieving.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
of course.
Their little tails went down, and I wanted to make them have waggy tails. I do
They
write
are
children's
now.
books. I do write children's books.
Yeah.
I think I might.
So we were talking about the Coronation invite today, which is beautifully done. How do you feel about it? What are your plans? Do you know what you're going to wear that day? How does this pan out now?
Well,
I mean, it's a huge day for the entire family and
The nation,
all of us,
and
yeah.
the globe, and the world, and I think that he's just is going to be an amazing king. And with that lovely Camilla by his side, I think it's great that they're going to, it's the Queen. It's not the Queen's
Yeah, it's not
consort, it's the
consort.
Queen.
Yeah.
And I think that she's worked, she's been there tirelessly with him too. They both seem together. And I think that the work he's done on environmental issues, and now we say well done, but we didn't many years ago.
Years.
And so I think it's going to be a phenomenal day. I personally will be having a little tea room and a Coronation chicken sandwich and putting out the bunting. That's what I'm going to be doing, because that would make me very happy. Yeah, and I always love to watch it on telly, because you hear a lot on telly. The commentator's always good, because and then all the family come back, because remember, I am divorced from him, so I don't expect, once you can't have it both ways. You can't be divorced and then say, I want this. You've got to hold
You're in
line.
or you're out.
You're out.
Yeah.
Yes, Jane.
Yeah.
Well, you know me so well for years, but I think that, and so I think it's really great to be supportive big time, and also when the family come home, I know all the ins and outs from commentators on television. And there's an old people's home nearby, and I've got a little van that can. It's called the Little Van. It's a 3-wheeler. And I'm going to... Maybe I should take the corgis down there, and we bunting and sandwiches. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, look, you're staying with us, so we've got to go for a quick break. But stay
sorry.
with us. Lots more to talk about. We'll see you after this.